I welcome you to the tutorial today in graphics, and we previously looked at some interactive tools ranging from, we've looked at contour tool, we've looked at distortion tool, looked at drop shadow tool, looked at envelope tool. So we're going to pick two today and see how we can go about it. We're going to look at the Extrude tool and then the interactive transparency tool. Very fast. And please, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do that, and also hit the notification bell so that you be informed anytime our videos dropped. All right, so without much ado, let's go on. So let's zoom in. You can get here and just click any area to zoom in. All right, so let's head over to get a polygon tool, or rather, yeah, let's get a polygon tool. We have a lot of shapes here, but I'm interested in this polygon tool. While I'm using the polygon tool, I want to still teach you something about it. When you click on polygon tool, when you go over to your property bar, you see the properties comes out, and you are seeing what number of points or sides on polygon, star and complex star. So let me draw. And one thing about drawing a shape, if you want the shape to be equal in all sides, you hold down your control key. Yes, you hold it. If I leave my control key, you see what happens? Yeah, you hold down your control key this way. Then you leave your mouse before you leave your control key. Yeah. Now, you might be surprised that over here you have a polygon tool, maybe having 5 sides. But coming here, you are seeing the circle. Reason being that why is this way is because the number of points or size on the polygon is 40. I think the last time I worked here I used 40, but by default you should have been having something, a polygon having 5 sides. So I can change my polygon sides here. Let's say I want to get a star, or let's say a normal polygon, that's pentagon. Pentagon is 5. I press 5 and I click inside or press enter key. You see, you're able to get this the same way it is illustrated here. Am I right? Yeah. So this is a pentagon. So to get a hexagon, you get a 6. Yeah, this is a hexagon. 6 sides or 6 angles. Alright, so that's how you can play around with this on the polygon tool. So if you want to get a star, you maybe 3-4 stars, or let's say 5 stars, you click on 5. You type 5 and press enter. But this is not yet a star, this is a pentagon. So how do we convert it to be a star? You want to convert it to be a star, you come to your shape tool. It's the first time I'm introducing you to shape tool. F10 is the shortcut key. So you come to shape tool, your shape tool is over there, or you press your F10 on the keyboard. When you press on your shape tool, if you notice, I was telling you something about nodes. There's what we call nodes. This is 10 nodes. Yeah, 10 nodes in the sense that I have 1, you have 2, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, and then 10. There are 10 of them. So since you are interested in getting a star, all you need to do is to grab one of these nodes, grab any of them, and then drag towards the center. So I click. When I click, I don't leave my hand. I click and hold. You see? Then I drag towards the center. This is going to give you something that looks like a star. All right. So when you're doing yours, you just be very careful so that you draw a perfect star. So this is how we play about with our what do you call it? A polygon tool. Yeah. So that aside, so let me do one more thing so that you will be through with this polygon. So let's go back to polygon tool over here. Then let's change these angles to 40 and press enter. When you change the angle to 40, let's zoom in a bit. Let's just zoom in a bit, and let's increase the outline thickness. So when you come to your outline, as I earlier on said, you can come here to take you to our pen dialog, outline pen dialog board, the same thing we studied the last time. But this time I don't need to go there since the thickness I'm looking for is here. We have half point, 1 point, 2 points. So I need 2 points. So I click on 2 points. It's not thick. So using your shape tool, this is your polygon tool that we've drawn, having about 40 angles. So if you grab one of these nodes, altogether we'll have 80 nodes, 80 of them. So if you grab one of them and you drag inside, this is what happens. It's going to be repeating, affecting every other nodes. So what you do to one affects the other. So this is how my work will look like. You see, very, very amazing. So I just took that as a powerful tip you need to learn. Let's try this on the test. Let's get our test. We're going to looking at Extrude tool. So let's get a test. Okay, so we're going to look at Extrude tool this time around, and let's get a test already. Let's zoom in a bit and then get a test and write maybe boy, or maybe crush. All right, now we've gotten crush. Let's change change the font. All right, so here we are. We can expand these and then give it a color. Let's give it this color, and then let's head over to our interactive Extrude tool. This is a tool. When you go there, what do? You grab any part of your shape and drag to the direction you want. If you want to drag it up, it's your choice. If you want to drag it to the left or to the right, sorry, to the left or to the right, it's your choice. If you want to drag it to the bottom, it's all right. So but for this purpose, let's drag it to the top. So I drag up. Yeah, this what it's telling you. Is it making any sense? No, it's not making any sense. Why is it not making sense? It's not making sense because when you, by default, when you apply an extrude tool to a test, the extruded portion, which is this portion lying outside there, the extruded portion also picks the color of the test, and when it picks the color of the test, you may not be able to differentiate between the real text you typed and the extruded part. So to achieve this, there are two ways we can differentiate it by giving it a different color. First, yes, by giving a different color. Second, by giving your text an outline color. So let me begin by the second one, by giving its text an outline color. So let me click on the text. After clicking on the text, I head over to outline color. Let me give it a white outline. So I come over here and I right click on the white outline. You see, as I've right clicked, it's now making more sense. So let's go and increase the thickness of our white outline to maybe 1 point. You see what it's looking at? It's looking so beautiful. So this is how we work with the Extrude tool. Now, someone else may come, okay, that I don't like the color. I want the Extrude tool to pick a different color, different from the color I'm using writing the text. So I've told you earlier that the default color of Extrude tool is the color of the text you've used. You've typed. All right, so now let's go to our property bar where you have a lot of stuff to work with, beginning from this is the extrusion type. There are so many ones that you can use. If you want this type, see how it is down here. If you want it, you see different styles. I prefer doing it myself. Any style you see here are styles that you could actually use your hand to drag the mouse, so that to accomplish that. Okay, now so this now is the depth. Depth, when you increase it, you see how it is, the depth is going out. You see it's becoming longer. When you decrease it, it's becoming shorter. Make it short, maybe you can even go shorter than that and make it look, it's looking like a three-dimensional picture, three-dimensional text. That's what Extrude tool helps you to accomplish. Yeah, it's looking like a block. Now, but if you want to now give it a different color, you can go over to this place called the color and you click on it. You click on it. When you click on it, the first color here, the first should I call it here? The first effect here is use object fill. Use object fill. The second one is use what? Solid color. And the third one is use color shading. So use object fill is that the extruded part will be picking the color directly from the text or the color of the text you've used. Then here you can now change this color to blue. You see, you have the freedom to change this color to a different color of the extrude paper. See, this orange is not affected because this is my original test. So any color you pick here is going to, be affected on our work. All right, so but if you notice here, you can't tamper with this because under your solid color you have the freedom to just change one color. But if you want to give it two colors, you now go to your color shading. When you click on your color shading, you see by default it has given us orange and black, but you can change it to wherever you want. I may decide to say, okay, let this black, which is the one outside, let it be green. Yes, and let the one in between, let it be white. You see what I've done? So you can change the colors to fit whatever you want to do. Yeah, so the next one is now your bevels. Your bevels, if you use bevel, you see what is happening? Yeah, see what has happened? You see what happened? You can adjust the height here. You're just trying to change how this work look like. This may not make sense to you for now, but this is what bevel is used for. Yeah, the bevel. So let's maybe the crush is not making sense to you, but when I have a shape here, let's say the shape have a background of blue, and this very crush is placed on it. You see, you can't see it. You have to go to your arrange, go to your order, and then bring it to the front or in front of, or control page up, forward one. Control page up is shortcut key. Whenever a text is hidden behind the shape, you use control page up on your keyboard, or you can come over to your arrange order and then forward one. And let you do that, you see it's up again. Now, you see, I brought this background to show you that when we use the bevel, when we use this bevel, we're not able to see what we've done because the color of our work area is white. But when I now introduce the background, you see that the white color now is more pronounced. So you just use this to fit wherever you want to do. You see, I've changed this show bevel only, and if you zoom, you see how your text is looking like. These are just effects you create whenever you are designing. Yeah, so check out to see what these other ones are used for, because we have a lot of things to cover in this series of tutorial. So that's how we use we apply our Extrude tool. Very important, you know that. Now, most of all these tools I've been teaching you all this while, it's not that you're going to use all of them on a particular design. You may stick to one or two on a design. You don't just use them all in one design. It makes the work look so clumsy. So you just pick one or two, or sometimes pick one, and then do your work and give that work that uniqueness you want it to be. All right, so having done that, we'll delete this and we'll go straight to the next one, which is called your transparency tool. Transparency tool. So what's transparent? When you say something is transparent, it means that you can actually see through it, or light can pass through it. Yeah, that's the meaning of being transparent. So to do that, when do we use transparency tool? We use transparency for a lot of stuff, but for today we're going to look at applying it to a shape, rather to a picture. So let's go on to our file and we can import. Where's the import now? It's on that file. Yes, let's import an image. Yeah, let's import an image. Let's go to my library. Let's get this image. Yeah, this. Let's import it. That's how we import. You can click when you click once or press enter, the full width and the full size of the picture you are importing comes up. But if you want to constrain it to a particular area you're working with, you just drag this way and leave it. Okay, so this is a picture and I want to write on top. I want to write lovely family, for instance. I get my text, I click on, I type lovely family. Yeah, after typing lovely family, I put it here. Yeah, this text Aurora. Yes, so let's use it. We'll be using it for a long time now. Font is not bad. So this is a lovely family. So let's say you're a designer and you color this. Let's say you give this color, give it a color like this. You're done with your work, but it's not okay. Yeah, you're trying to communicate two things. First, you want people to see the picture. Secondly, to you the most important thing maybe is the message. This is just a short message, lovely family. Maybe there could be other things you want to write about the family. Those things maybe are more important to you than the text. Definitely, people see such things, they'll be reaching out to read the text, not actually a picture. So what do you do in this case? We need to apply the transparency tool on the picture, yeah, so that people could see clearly the lovely family that is written on it. All right, so let's go on to our interactive, where our interactive tools are found here, and this is our interactive transparency tool. So you click on it, you see it comes out. When it comes out, the property bar has also changed the properties of the transparency tool. So you drag to any point. So let me drag from bottom here diagonally to here. See how I've dragged? See, I've dragged it to that point. Now, what it means that the point I'm going to becomes lighter than where I am coming from. That's the rule. Now, but it could be that you don't actually want you want this thing to be very light. How do you want it? How do you actualize that? You want it to be very light, very transparent. If you come to here on this marker, on this stroke here, you have your white. If you are dragging this towards the white box, you are making it lighter. Watch. You see? It's becoming lighter. Now, without being told, you see that this transparency has somehow, lightened the picture. You can see the picture, yes, but seeing the picture does not prevent you from reading clearly what is written on it. So that's one aspect of your transparency too. There are instances where you want wherever you are doing to affect every part of your work. When you want to do that, while you apply your transparency tool, let's say you apply your transparency tool from the bottom to the top this way. If you notice something, the top is more lighter than the down. So if you don't want to be caught within the warp of what to do and what not to do, you want really the whole transparency to affect the whole picture. What you do, you come to your transparency type on your property bar, click there, and then change it to what? Uniform. Change it to uniform. Uniform here means anything you're doing, the transparency is going to affect every part of the work. Now, when you change it to uniform, you come to your starting transparency. Your starting transparency is at 50-50. Meaning it's not too light and it's not too dark. No. So when I move this 50 down to 0, it brings back our original picture, how it came. So when you move to the left, it becomes darker. The picture is trying to go back to where the original, texture or the original preview. But if you're not taking it front, you see what's happening? 71. You see this 84. With this 84, you see that lovely family is pronounced and the family picture is behind. So someone let's say there's a message you wrote about the family. Let me write something to demonstrate. All right. So let me centralize this so that, let's say I'm writing something about the family. You see, people will see the picture and they will also, read the text that is on top of the picture. So that's one aspect of transparency that we really use. So that's one aspect of transparency. But there's another aspect of transparency which is very, very important. So let's delete this and then go back to our transparency and then clear our transparency. So let's head on to the other type of transparency. So let's draw a shape. And then let's click on our transparency. Let's give it this color cyan, no outline. You go to apply your transparency. Yes, after applying it, you can make it uniform. If you don't want uniform, then you can now come over to here. Let's say you are doing a simple design and you really want to make use of pattern, color pattern, want to make use of a full color. This two color pattern, this full color pattern, and this is bitmap pattern, and then texture. So let's say I want to use two color pattern, or let's say full color pattern. When you click on full color pattern, it's processing. It's going to give you some properties here, pickers, some transparency pickers here. This is cat. When you click there are other things you can work with. Let's say you want to work with this. You see, you can just use this to create some textures that you use for your work. They are there for you. I can change this color to green. I can change it to any color that I want to use. Yeah, so you come here, you can change it to this. However you want to do it, you can do that. Then we'll have our starting transparency. If you want it lighter, you can do that. And we'll also have the ending transparency. You want to bring it back to make it dark. So these two transparencies, they work side by side to either darken your work. This one helps to darken your work, while this one specifically is for lightening. Take note of that. The starting transparency is more of lightening your work, from the original color. Then this one here, the ending transparency, is to make it more dark. All right, so this is that. If you don't still want this, you can go back to your where we got the full color pattern and change it to bitmap pattern. See, the bitmap pattern has also changed. The transparency picker has also changed. So I may head on here and look at a very good bitmap that I want to use for my design. I may decide to use this. You see what happened? With this, I can do some work. Let's color it black. You can give it different colors and go on to do one or two work on it. So take note of this. You can change how maybe the background you desire to work with. With your transparency tool, you can come up with such background. And when you come up with such background, it's also your choice to either reduce how bold, how dark it is by using your transparency tool, and how light it is using also the transparency tool. So this is the second thing too that we use the transparency tool to do. Yeah. So take note of that. Mind you, the transparency tool, when you want to make a shape, a picture, you're making it, people can see it, but since it's not the focus for which you're doing your work, or you're designing for somebody, you can make it transparent so that focus will not be paid on it, but the text on it will become so clear for people to see. So please, in your designs, your text should always stand out. Your text should always stand out in every of your design. Don't let background to overshadow your text. As we continue, we'll have to get tips, very, very great tips on how to go about design. So with this kind of design, with this kind of background that I have here, I can design something that is very, very spectacular for you, and then allow you to do your own. So that is all for your transparency tool. Please, apology because I may not be touching everything about the tools we are using, but I'll make sure that I touch the basic ones so that as a student you just need to go back, as someone that want to learn, you need to go back and then harness everything that you find on the property bar. Now what you do is what you see. So when you do it and it's not making sense to you, you know that maybe you're not doing it well, or maybe you do it well and you don't like it, so you can easily Ctrl Z or you can change it. Here I just used only 2 color pattern and full color. I think yeah, full color pattern, sorry, and then bitmap. You can also use texture. When you go to texture, you see texture to have different types of texture you can use for your design. Yeah, different type of texture. Red, let's increase the red. You know, then you can actually you can come here, reduce, change your orientation. Is what I'm doing. As I'm dragging out, it's becoming big. Dragging out, it's becoming big. So if you bring it inside, you are compressing it this way. If you now bring it inside, you're making it look smaller. So this is how you play around that. So you see, it's becoming bigger. The bosses inside are becoming bigger. And the bosses, if you want to flatten it, you hold it this way and flatten it. You hold it and bring it down. Everything will be flattened. So know how you can, use this tool to transform your work. So I want it to be this side. It will be anyhow you want it to be. It's going to respond to it. So that is that. See, we can run a very good design on this very thing, on this very effect that we've applied on this shape. So see you in the next class, and I hope you're learning something. As I always say, feel free to put up your questions and suggestions in the comment section. Put it on the comment section so that we'll learn together. Thank you so much.